Today we will discuss the fourth sloka of Atmabodha. परिच्छिन्नैवा ज्ञानात् तन्नाशे सति केवलः परिच्छिन्न इवा ज्ञानात् तन्नाशे सति केवलः स्वयं प्रकाशते ह्यात्मा स्वयं प्रकाशते ह्यात्मा मेघापायेषुमानिव मेघापायेषुमानिव together परिच्छिन्न इवा ज्ञानात् तन्नाशे सति केवलः स्वयं प्रकाशते यात्मा मेघापायेषुमानिव परिच्छिन्न infinite परिच्छिन्नः infinite iva as if and ajnanat because of ignorance tat that nashe sati when destroyed kevalah nashe sati kevalah. So when destroyed kevalah alone, swayam by itself, prakashate reveals, he verily, atma the self, meghapaye, when the clouds pass away, anshuman eva, like the sun. So if we do some anvaya over there, not anvaya, in line, atma, you can write it. Atma ajnanat परिच्छिन्नः इव आत्मा अज्ञानात् परिच्छिन्नः इव भाति. You can bhati, you have to add as if it shows bhati. तन्ना से सती मेघापाये अंशुमान इव केवलः सन मेघापाये अंशुमान इव केवल सन और केवलः सन स्वयं ही prakashate. So the thing is, the self appears to be finite, parichinna, because of ignorance. When ignorance is destroyed, it is recognized to be infinite, absolute. The self reveals itself by itself, like the sun when clouds pass away. The thing is, why we are so much confused? Because of the names and the forms. Nama Rupa. And within that realm of name and form, within that realm of name and form, I am one of them. I consider my body as real. Body means shape, means form, and it has a name for transaction. And I feel that I am finitude, I am finite, limited in the body. Yesterday, what the doubt came that Atma is one, but why it is appeared that many Atmas in many body? Because in Indian culture, people say, I do everything else for the peace of my Atma. So everyone thinks that my Atma different from his Atma, or I don't eat it if I don't satisfy my Atma, we considered it. If we if we don't satisfy our Atma, it will be dangerous. So for us, Atma, it's like different philosophy that one entity like Jainism believes in that philosophy that everyone's Atma is different and the size of the Atma differs body to body. Means the size of the Atma of an ant is different from the size of the Atma of an elephant. It's the Jainism's thinking. So it's very true that we also think in that way. When a person dies, we used to believe that Atma goes off from his body or her body. Why that sort of illusory thinking, baseless thinking? But when a person believes in that, there should be some base. Why we feel like that? So in that case, the doubt was Purva Pakshi that how jnanam or knowledge will reduce or destroy my ignorance. So the thing is, the ignorance, according to Advaita Vedanta, there is no ignorance also when we do neti. What is not there, how one will remove it? To remove something else, the thing should be there. Then only we can remove it. If it is not there, how it will remove anything else? We will discuss all those things today. So the answer started through the sloka verse that because of ignorance, Atma appears as finite or individual. And if Atma goes, we think the person dies. All such notions are also the product of ignorance. Now, the thing, something, some intellectual jugglery we will do. Atma ajnanat parichinnaha iva bhavati. It is there. How long that ignorance will stay, so long we can't be able to know the intrinsic nature of the Atma, which is one without a second. Otherwise, whoever else is he may be in the higher body as a god or goddesses, devata, or lower body, inferior body, or human body. Wherever, don't think that devatas or gods or goddesses are jnani. Not that. They're having enormous power, enormous pleasure. But jnanam is something different. Because in the godly body, the god thinks, gods think that I am the God. Why he will not worship me? In many stories we have seen in Upanishad, in Purana, that they think we are God, we are human being or like that. What is that? According to Bhagavan Shankaracharyaji's language, this is adhyasa. This illusion comes out of adhyasa or superimposition. What is the definition of adhyasa? Paratra parau avabhasaha adhyasaha. Ilama, please write. Paratra parau avabhasaha adhyasaha. In different place, a very common definition is there. Atasmin tadbuddhi. Atasmin tadbuddhi is adhyasaha. So, what is not, we think in that way. Where there is no connection also such of such thinking, and why that happens? Because of Maya and our personal ignorance. Personal ignorance. One is collective ignorance, that is why we see the whole Jagat and the continuation of the Jagat, universe. An individual perspective, one thing we never see same as others. So when the snake was there, everyone recognized the snake. But when rope was there in a dicey situation of darkness and light, we thought it is a snake. Someone thought it's a dried wood block. Someone thought it is dried garland. So it's an individual perspective. Why it happens? Because of superimposition, adhyasa. So, tannashe sati. How it will be destroyed? Without mahavakya, without the great sentences. told by Veda, ignorance can't go. Please be assured. Liberation means when we can understand the unity or the oneness of individual Atma and the universal Atma are one only without a second. Out of ignorance, we think my Atma is different from you, you think also the same. But Atma is Brahman. Who says? Guru says in his Upadesha Vakya. It's a teaching. What? Tattvamasi Svetapita. In Chandogya Upanishad, we get that Tattvamasi Vakya 9 times. Then uh, another 3 famous Mahavakyas are there, but Mahavakyas are enormous. Hundreds of Mahavakyas are there in Veda, but 4 are very common. So, Tattvamasi is a Upadesha Vakya, and other 3 are Anubhuti Vakya. When an aspirant understands his or her true nature and recognize himself, feel oneness with the all, then he says, I am Atma Brahma. That Atma, this Atma is Brahman alone. It is in Mandukya Upanishad, which is under Atharva Veda. Another Anubhuti Vakya is Aham Brahmasmi. It is in Brihadaranya Upanishad, which is under Yajurveda, which is under Yajurveda. And another is Prajnanam Brahma. Or Aham Brahmasmi means I am that Brahman. I am Brahman alone. And 4th one is Prajnanam Brahma. Whatever we are seeing, I am the Sakshi Chaitanya Brahma. I am the witness of everything else. It is under Aitareya Upanishad, and Aitareya Upanishad is under Rig Veda. Okay. And why that sort of, when it goes, my ignorance goes through Mahavakya, Sravanam, and understanding, then Swayam hi prakashate. He means here that it is itself said in Veda. That is the meaning of he. Swayam hi prakashate. Not only the self-effulgent Atma expresses by itself, but also it is written in the Vedas also. In Vrihadaranya Upanishad 1.4.10, Vrihadaranya Upanishad 1.4.10, what is the mantra? Tad Atmanam eva aved aham brahmasmiti. Tad Atmanam eva aved aham brahmasmi iti. Before the creation, there was only Brahman. And after the creation, when I exist in the creation, but I'm not that part of that, I am Brahman alone. Upalabdhi Vakya. Hmm. And Megha Paye Anshumaniva. If clouds pass away, we no need to when, suppose it's a clouded morning, very dark also, and sun is covered, but we no need to lit our torchlight to see the sun because the sun is self-effulgent. So when the clouds will be removed, automatically the Swayam Prakasha Surya will be appeared in front of us. Okay. So, in a more constructive way, small way, that why is it not possible for the austerities and discipline to give what knowledge can offer us? Why through performing austerity we can't destroy our ignorance? In this verse, the word knowledge is used in a figurative sense. The attainment of knowledge really means the rediscovery of the self, the recognize of the self in us, which has never been non-existent, never been non-existent, always present, where there is no past, no future, always ever present. It is like the dreamer gaining the knowledge of the waker. You should know that. So, the same main idea contained in the last verse, means verse number 3, is elaborated in the fourth one when it is stated that knowledge alone destroys ignorance. It means mere ritualistic actions cannot bring about the desired result. We need not make the sun shine by any means whatsoever. It is ever bright, high up in the sky, by itself illumining the world all the seasons round. It is the passing clouds that hide the vision and glory of this life-giving luminary, the sun. As the clouds pass away, the sun gets revealed. The self is infinite. There is, in fact, no multiplicity or plurality in that one homogeneous being. The wielder of all, the destiny, it is because of our misunderstanding and the consequent superimpositions that we come to labor under the ignorance about the Supreme Being. The self alone exists as the illuminator, and makes its presence known by its life-giving power. Truly, therefore, this Atma in its supreme glory is unparalleled in its existence and reveals its own Sat-Chit nature, existence and knowledge by itself. Those who are qualified to experience this truth are ones who have no clinging attachment to the enchanting objects of the world outside. Now, some more discussions, more technicalities. That Atma, due to ignorance, appears to be finite or limited. Means I feel I am limited. Why? Due to ignorance. And that is my firm knowledge. Means this is my fundamental problem. And what is the fundamental problem? That is ignorance. And the solution? Solution is not meditation. Solution is not performing puja. Solution is jnanam only. If I think my problem is tiredness, rest is needed. Rest is my solution. If I see that people around me is a problem for me, so I need solitude. Their solitude is my solution. Likewise, if real snake is my problem, I need a stick. But if an illusory snake is my problem, then the light of knowledge is the only solution. Vedanta never says the knowledge of ahankara or the knowledge of snake will remove my ignorance of snake. Vedanta always says the knowledge of the rope or Atma will remove my ignorance of my illusory sense, the snake. And that is why Brahma Sutra starts with Athata Brahma Jignasa. Let us discuss about Brahman, not Athata Jagata Jignasa. Because the whole Jagat, what appears as true to me, is nothing but like the illusory snake, what we see on the rope in a dark, semi-dark condition. When we watch movie, then there is the perception of plurality. That knowledge is duality. But when we will, and it distracts us. When we come to know that it is nothing but a projection on a static curtain, then it will not affect us. Swarupa Jnanam होने के बाद जगत कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं. Problem will come, but we have to know how to deal with them. Yesterday I told that Vedanta never says that after reading Vedanta you won't have any problem. Now, what is the role of Vedanta? Vedanta vanishes you. वेदांत मैं को गायब कर देता है. जब मैं नहीं तो मेरा प्रॉब्लम कहाँ? So knowledge should overpower us. Perception may be different, but what is my knowledge? We know that earth is rotating, but what is our perception? That sun is rotating. Maybe. But the knowledge, when knowledge is strong, then perception will be there, but it will be like the fried peanuts. It will never sprout. So due to ignorance, I am having perception of finitude. That perception will constantly tell me that I am parichinna, I am limited. But knowledge only will tell us that I am aparichinna, infinite. Because sloka says, Atma ajnanat parichinna iva. Iva means as if, as though it is finite, but not really. Tat nashe sati, when ajnanam is destroyed. Kevalaha. Kevalaha is a technical word in Vedanta. So the thing is, Kevalaha means sajatya, vijatya, swagata bheda rahita. What are they? It is irrespective of all distinction. First one is sajatya. See, the thing is, suppose a lot of flowers are there, many kinds. So it is called jati or species. Flower species. Mango, orange, guava, papaya, apple are there. That is another jati, fruit species. Among one species, suppose human being. So I look different from XYZ. So within a species, our look is different, though we are all human beings. This is called sajatiya bheda. What is vijatiya bheda? Vijatiya bheda is I am I I'm not I not look like a lion, or I not look like a cat or tiger or tree. Everyone is a species, cat species, tiger species, lion species, tree species, human being species. So one species look or appear differently than other species. That is called vijatiya bheda. Another is swagata bheda. What is that swagata bheda? Suppose I am a human being and there are many organs. My nose are not look like my ears. My ears don't look like my eyes. My eyes don't look like my hand. So this is swagata bheda, distinction within. So distinct within the species, distinct different species, and distinct differences within. Atma is free from all bhedas, sajatya, vijatya, swagata bheda rahita atma. Okay. Atma is Chaitanya. The whole universe is Jada, inner. So, between them, there is Vijatiya Bheda. Between Atma and world, there is Vijatiya Bheda. But and we can think, that between Atma to Atma, it is maybe Swajatiya Bheda. Because without the non-dualistic thinking process, Dvaita, the dualistic things, that there is Swajatiya Bheda. So, Yoga Darshan, that as many jivas, so many witness, so many Atma. Hmm. So there, Sajatiya, there, what is the Yoga Darshan sadhana? Yoga here means Viyoga. An aspirant has to subtract his Kevala Atma and body. That is the sadhana of subtraction. So, and if anyone says, no, Atma is different from the world, different from the Anatma, that is Vijatiya Veda. Many schools are there who think Atma is many, or Atma is different from Anatma, or many different Atma. So, to remove all such illusory thinking, Bhagavan has used that particular Vedantic terminology, Kevala. Kevala means there is no Anatma. There no Atma, 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 Atma. Has no dimensions, means no limitations. Means in front of Atma there is Atma, in back of Atma there is Atma, inside of Atma there is Atma, above, up, everywhere. So Atma is there. Atma is Kevala. So what is the definition of Kevala? Atma is Sajatiya Vijatiya Swagata Bheda Rahita. And with the basis of this concept, one Upanishad is there which is called Kaivalya Upanishad. What is called Kaivalya Upanishad? Atma Jnanam is the problem. The ignorance of Atma, about Atma, is problem. Atma Jnanam, the knowledge of Atma, is the solution. Atma is not a karma phalam. Jnanam removes ajnanam. Atma is already there. It is unconditional. It is infinite. All paths lead to Jnana Yoga. And Jnana Yoga, the practice of knowledge, what we do every day morning, is Sakshat Mokshaika Sadhanam. Sakshat Mokshaika Sadhanam. So this is the only main primary sadhana practice, means for getting liberation. So tannase atma, tannase sati kevalaha. So swayam prakasate. When we say jnanam, knowledge will remove ignorance. What is the process? How knowledge can remove ignorance? Knowledge is in the form of thought. Ignorance of pot or jar will be removed by the knowledge of the jar. So knowledge of the jar will come by the thought of the jar. If I say the lion is flying in the room, we will say the statement is wrong. If it is, see, it is grammatically correct. The lion is flying in the room. It's a correct sentence. There is no grammatical error. But logically, it is absurd. So, useless word never produce correct knowledge. Useless words never produce correct knowledge. So, first one is syntactically, it has to be cancelled. The illogical part should be cancelled. Every term should be clear in the word. That is why we do tat pada vichara, tvam pada vichara, asi vichara. Then only the actual meaning of tattvamasi will come. There should not be any contradiction with other means of knowledge. The correct thought will come only then where the incorrect thinking has come. If I want to know about a jar, I need that ghatakara vritti, that modification of thought is required of jar. So we will discuss it elaborately tomorrow. It's a very deep discussion. Tomorrow we will discuss on it, and Friday our class will not be there. Morning class will not be there. We have some event from mission. So we have to stop our morning class Friday. Okay. Hari Om.